Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's Twilight in the Wizard Study once more, and today I'm going to read the the prologue, actually, of Robin Hobb's Ship of Magic. Now, I really love Robin Hobb's writing, and especially this trilogy, the Live Ship Traders trilogy, which begins with Ship of Magic, is a must-read for anyone who loves epic high fantasy, but also anyone who's interested in nautical history, nautical storytelling, ships, piracy, seafaring in general. So this book really scratched a particular itch that I have, and Robin Hobb is, she's savage. She's brutal to her characters, both in a larger-than-life sense, but also in this acutely emotional and personal sense. Like, she will take a character and force them to confront the most difficult possible thing that she can imagine, based on this character's family history, the things that trouble them the most in the world, and the things they've been through, all their trauma, all their trials and everything. Robin Hobb will take every one of those characters and just throw them into the deep end of suffering. And there's just something so enthralling about that. So without further ado, let's read the prologue of Ship of Magic. And I'm only doing the prologue here because I don't want to give too much away about the world that she paints in this book, because it is very much worth discovering yourself. This book is truly wonderful. So, without further ado, Ship of Magic. Prologue. The Tangle. Malkin abruptly heaved himself out of his wallow with a wild thrash that left the atmosphere hanging thick with particles. Shreds of his shed skin floated with the sand and muck like the dangling remnants of dreams when one awakes. He moved his long, sinuous body through a lazy loop, rubbing against himself to rub off the last scraps of outgrown hide. As the bottom muck started to once more settle, he gazed about at the 24 other serpents who lay basking in the pleasantly scratchy sediments. He shook his great maned head and then stretched the vast muscle of his length. "Time," he bugled in his deep-throated voice. "The time has come." They all looked up at him from the sea bottom, their great eyes of green and gold and copper unwinking. Shriver spoke for them all when she asked why. "The water is warm here, the feeding easy. In 100 years winter has never come. Why must we leave now?" Malkin performed another lazy twining of himself. His newly bared scales shone brilliantly in the filtered blue sunlight. His preening burnished the golden false eyes that ran his full length, declaring him one of those with ancient sight. Malkin could recall things from the time before all this time. His perceptions were not clear, nor always consistent. Like many of those caught twixt times, with knowledge of both lives, he was often unfocused and incoherent. He shook his mane until the paralyzing poison made a pale cloud about his face. He gulped his own toxin in, breathed it out through his gills in a show of truth vow. "Because it is time now," he said urgently. He sped suddenly away from them all, shooting up to the surface, rising straighter and faster than the bubbles. Far above them all, he broke the ceiling and leaped out briefly into the great lack before he dove again. He swam about them in frantic circles, wordless in his urgency. "Some of the other tangles have already gone," Shriver said thoughtfully. "Not all of them, not even most, but enough to notice they are missing when we rise into the lack to sing. Perhaps it is time." Caesarea settled deeper into the muck. "And perhaps it is not," he said lazily. "I think we should wait until Oberyn's tangle goes. Oberyn is steadier than Malkin." Beside him, Shriver abruptly heaved herself out of the muck. The gleaming scarlet of her new skin was startling. Rags of maroon still hung from her. She nipped a great hank of it free and gulped it down before she spoke. Perhaps you should join Oberon's tangle if you misdoubt Malkin's words. I, for one, will follow him north. Better to go too soon than too late. Better to go early, perhaps, than to come with scores of other tangles and have to vie for feeding. She moved lithely through a knot made of her own body, rubbing the last fragments of old hide free. She shook her own mane, then threw back her head. Her shrill trumpeting disturbed the water. I come, Malkin! I follow you! She moved up to join their still circling leader in his twining dance overhead. One at a time, the other great serpents heaved their long bodies free of clinging muck and outgrown skin. All, even Caesarea, rose from the depths to circle in the warm water just below the ceiling of the plenty, joining in the tangle's dance. They would go north, back to the waters from whence they had come, in the long-ago time that so few now remembered. And that is the prologue of Robin Hobb's Ship of Magic, Book 1 in the Live Ship Traders trilogy. Thanks for listening.